Smoke from wildfires can significantly impact our air quality at times, and an example of that was on May 17, 2023 in Bismarck, where smoke from Canadian wildfires significantly impacted our air quality and reduced visibility to less than a mile. Now, this smoke can come from thousands of miles away in western U.S. wildfires or Canadian wildfires, with the upper level winds carrying that smoke from the source, and you can see it on satellite here into parts of the United States and into our area locally sometimes when those winds are pointed in just the right direction. Now, the smoke can come from the upper levels of the atmosphere, thousands of feet above our heads down to the ground if there's a disturbance, a cold front, or something to mix up the atmosphere, and it can stay near the ground. The smoke can be trapped closer to the ground if we have an area of high pressure with sinking air, and that can cause the smoke to linger around longer than what we would want it to. Now, the smoke contains very tiny particles that are 30 times smaller than the width of the human hair. And these fires emit these soot particles, these particulate matter, these organic compounds, and they interact with the atmosphere. They travel with those winds thousands of miles away, and they can have a lot of health impacts. Those 2.5 microns or smaller particles, they can go into our lungs, they can go into our bloodstream and impact a lot of things with our health. There's three main impacts of wildfire smoke. With our respiratory systems, they can impact our breathing, especially those that have lung diseases like asthma, COPD, and bronchitis. So if you have these diseases, or if you are having trouble breathing when there's wildfire smoke in the area, have your rescue inhaler handy and limit outdoor strenuous activities. It impacts our cardiovascular system with those tiny smoke particles getting into our bloodstream, and that can impact our heart health. It can lead to headaches and lightheadedness, but even in the longer term can impact us with heart attacks or strokes. And with our eyes, the smoke can lead to eye irritation. So if you need to, use eye drops to help clear out those particles from your eyes. Now, we have a scale called the Air Quality Index, the AQI, and that uses the 5 major pollutants from these wildfires, and they are ozone, the particulate pollution, which is the PM 2.5, which is those really tiny particles, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. All of those particles are measured with sensors across the region, and they're put on this scale, the AQI. Now, this was updated in 1999, and it goes from 0 to all the way up to more than 500 in extreme cases. But 0 to 50 on the AQI is good air quality. That means little to no risk from being outside with any air quality impacts. Moderate air quality, 50 to 100, is acceptable air quality. There's some risk for some people, but unhealthy for sensitive groups is when the air quality index is between 101 and 150, meaning there's health impacts for sensitive groups, especially those with those respiratory or lung diseases. Now, unhealthy air quality is 151 to 200 on that scale. Health impacts possible for everyone, but with more serious impacts for the sensitive groups. Very unhealthy air quality, 201 to 300, increased risks of impacts for everyone, and hazardous air quality is 301 or more. With a health warning or emergency conditions, everyone is more likely to be impacted. You can see the AQI for your location at fire.airnow.gov or just airnow.gov and see a map of where air quality is most impacted by this wildfire smoke. Fortunately, meteorologists have models or things that we can use to predict where that smoke will travel into the future, to model or predict where the smoke will be at its highest concentration and therefore impact our air quality the most. And these models use a lot of satellite data, and it's important so that we can notify you when our air quality will be at its worst.